Welcome back to Crash City, everybody. I am here with the members of Fall of a Tyrant, Bo and Dale. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today.
Good to be here as well.
This is awesome. I've never really gotten to interview a band in this setting, so I'm super excited to talk to you guys. Love y'all's music. First and foremost, I want to start off because I just got done asking Bo before we recorded. Dale, how long have you been in music?
Almost 50 years.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I got a drum set for my 4th birthday because apparently I wanted it. And I used to annoy my older siblings and my parents. And I've just been going ever since.
Did you have any inspirations, especially because you said how old you are? Any drummers that inspired you growing up, or any bands that really put a focus on you going into this?
I mean, the obvious, Rush, Neil Peart, Led Zeppelin, all of the guys who influenced everybody. But then I think my brother showed me a Herbie Hancock album, or back then it was a cassette or maybe a 45. And I can't remember who the drummer was, but then I got into some fusion and I started checking out guys like Dave Weckl and Vinnie Colaiuta and got into the fusion players because, quite frankly, you take Rush out of the equation and rock drumming was relatively boring.
Yeah.
And so I gravitated more towards the complex stuff that not a whole lot of people like to listen to, but it's more fun to play.
And Bo, what about yourself? What inspired you to become a vocalist?
Yeah, so I mean, my vocal, one of the biggest influences I had was actually back in the day. I used to listen to a lot of 3 Days Grace and Chevelle. So mine's kind of started out a little bit different of a journey. I first started doing music as a guitarist years ago, in bands and stuff like that, and then just started getting really into vocals and stuff like that. My band always had a hard time finding a good vocalist, and that seemed to be kind of the issue. So I decided to go and take some vocal lessons and stuff like that and kind of get into it a little bit more. We'll go over some of the Brett Manning CDs back in the day and did a few live sessions and stuff like that with one of their associates over there. And they do great on like teaching you how to sing and stuff like that back in the day. This was probably about 12 years ago, 13 years ago when I started my vocal journey. So been doing it for quite a while.
So the $1 million question, where did Fall of a Tyrant come from? And where did that idea first come from?
So back in the day, we were actually in a band called I Dream in Daylight. Me and a previous member, Pat Korlewski. And we were just jamming and stuff like that. And we're like, you know what? We'd like to do something a little bit more heavier. Because back then that was more of a rock band. And we're like, well, you know what? It'd be really cool to kind of do like a metalcore type of thing. And so we're like, let's go on ahead and get that started. And let's go on ahead and try that as a side project. So it actually started out as a side project. And then we got another member named Dane that came along, and he ended up being our bassist. And that's actually how we ended up meeting Dell here is that
Dane's the reason I met you.
Yeah. yeah. And Dane was awesome. I still miss him these days. Maybe someday he'll rejoin. Right?
I can call him. I got his number. I see him at the Mammoth games every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, no, I just want to know, like, how did you come about this, Dale? And it seems like that guy brought you in, but what was the general idea when you first came in?
So I was just jamming at home, just kind of doing my own thing. I really hadn't started learning other instruments yet, so I was looking kind of in the process of looking for something. And Dane plays hockey, rec league hockey, and he played on the same team a really good friend of mine. played on there. It was a co-ed hockey group. And he mentioned that his band, Fall of a Tyrant, was looking for a drummer. And she introduced me, her name's Teresa. She introduced me to Dane. And Dane gave me a demo. And I was just like, man, this is what I'm looking for. Because, again, my age, guys are into the old 80s rock. And I'm just not into that. I've always really stayed current with what's happening musically. I've always been in the now. And when I heard the demo, I was just like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. So I ended up meeting Bo and those guys, and I had an electronic kit, and I jammed some stuff, and then I ended up taking my acoustic kit up to Bo's house, and it worked out great. I felt like a father and his kids.
Yeah, you're older than us all.
I was the old guy, man. But man, it worked. It fit right in, and we just kept going, and it was a great vibe, and all the dudes are great, and that's the backstory.
So how long does it usually take for you guys to write a song, come up with a beat and everything that goes into it? And then are you guys still what's the next project that you guys currently have going on?
I can write a song in a day, or depending on my mood, I can write a song in a month.
Yeah. So basically how it works is like me or Dell will come up with an idea, and then we'll send it to each other. And it's kind of funny because we use two different complete DAWs. So I use Reaper on my side, and he's a big Cubase fan. So it's funny because we'll go, okay, and we'll send the stems to each other, and then kind of go through it and be like, okay, well, I'm going to change this a little bit. And usually I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do some of the guitar stems, go on ahead and work on recording some new guitar on it. And he'll do drums, vice versa, depending on the song. And then we both kind of work on the rest of the instruments, depending on who came up with the idea first, right? I think mostly. But then we end up going and editing all types of stuff and sending it back and forth, and it gets changed. And
I just don't touch vocals. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't even want to hear it.
Right.
So what do you guys have planned for the rest of the year? Like what do you guys have going on for your band?
We're just songs, man. Just
putting songs out.
We have so many ideas between the two of us. I mean, it's almost like we don't even know where to begin to start. Because I've been sitting in my basement. I have a pretty nice home studio, and I've just been sitting in my basement composing and writing stuff, because as a drummer, if you don't have musical accompaniment, it gets rather boring. So I've learned how to play guitar over the past few years. During COVID, I started teaching myself guitar and learning synth parts, and just getting more savvy with composing music. And I've got a back library for days.
Same here. I got so much stuff. It's funny. We're going over some of the stuff.
Yeah, my wife is like, when are you going to start putting some of this out? I'm like, it's not good enough. And man, she's a rock star. She's behind me 100%. Like, a lot of women want to date the musician, and then they get with the musician, they're like, this sucks. but my wife is so supportive, and she's pushing me to get out. And then I reconnected with Bo, and man, she's been awesome. So she's kind of my driving force in this too. But I got a library I got to go through. It's going to take us forever.
It is. We're going to have to get together and go through all the stuff that we have. I got I have over maybe 102 or more than that songs sitting in the back, and you have similar to that as well. So
probably close.
Yeah. So it's just going through them and putting ideas together, Frankensteining them, and
yeah, most of them are going in the trash, but there might be a couple cool salvage parts.
That's true. But there's a lot that we found some really gems in some of the old stuff, though. All of them have to be changed, of course, but
yeah, we did
some good ones like Glass. So
Glass and Dance With Me is making some girls cry. So if you have a song that's making girls cry, that is a must. You can't keep that one on the shelf.
Oh yeah, Dance With Me will be fun.
So what do you guys mean when you say like they're not good enough yet? Because I understand that from any kind of creator, anybody who tries to put anything out, anything they see is always not good enough. I mean, every video that I make, in my head, it's not good enough. Then it goes out and it does decent. I'm like, all right, cool. It could have been better. What do you guys mean by that?
My problem is I surround myself with people that are above my level in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
I've always done that.
Like Travis.
God, that guy. Born of Osiris. My friend Travis Montgomery. He's now with Born of Osiris, and he's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. And the dude is just freakishly good at everything he does. And so I'll think I come up with something cool, and then I'll hear something Travis does, and it's like, oh,
damn.
I'd be kind.
Some of the drummers the dude's played with, and it's just like he's on another level. But that's me in my own head. Mm-hmm. So collaborating with somebody like Bo, that can actually hone and make a musician better, it kind of takes away that self-doubt.
Okay. Oh yeah, for sure. It's always fun. Yeah, vice versa too. I mean, it's really great, and it's always easier when you're writing with someone else than when you're writing alone, because you kind of get an idea like, oh, maybe this part could be better. You know, maybe this part is something that should be different. And I mean, in the end, it ends up making it really good. Darkest Glow, I think, is another one that we worked on recently, and that one's going to be that's a remake of an old song we did back in 2012. 2011, yeah. 2012, yeah. So that one's a remake, but it's way better than the original, and definitely could tell that we improved a lot since then. So, but
are there any bands modern day that inspire you guys? Either it's by yourselves or you guys talked about it together. Can you name a couple off?
I can name a bunch.
Bad Omens. Bad Omens is a huge one for me, at least vocal wise. Another one that I really dig besides Bad Omens is trying to think. There's a lot of them actually. It's really hard to just name one, because a lot of like modern day music I like, but big thing about it is like a lot of them I like certain songs, but I like Wage War a lot. Wage War is awesome.
Era?
I don't know. There's a lot of them actually out there. It's really hard to just name like which one in particular would be a main influence, but Bad Omens for me is probably my favorite modern day band. Just because the vocals are just so good, and the recordings are just so good too. Like the production quality that they have is just incredible, especially drum wise. So,
what about you, Dale?
So my musical inspiration right now is very interesting. It's a lot of deathcore and metalcore, and also like EDM. So I'm really into like the EDM side, like Skyfall Beats and K-Track and Ov Dream. He passed away, unfortunately, but I'm really into like Born of Osiris, Signs of the Swarm, Meshuggah. Can never get tired of them. Tesseract, the Browning is also right up there, because they're really good doing a metal EDM hybrid type stuff. So
don't forget Era.
Era, I said Era. When you said Wage War.
Oh, so, yeah, okay.
An Era. I'm really Lorna Shore, Slaughter to Prevail. That's my jam.
It's cool hearing, just that you guys just want to put this out. There's no set goal yet, or at least you guys haven't said it, of like, this has to do good or blah, 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 blah. It's just you guys enjoy this and you guys put out great music. I've had a great time listening to it. I got my partner into it. She thought you guys were amazing. I'm going to be honest. There was another band that we were going to have on the channel. Not going to say their names. She likes y'all more than the other one. And if the missus says it, then it's all good. It's always good.
My recruiting Fall of a Tyrant fans, since Bo and I got got our little project back together, man, she's been telling everybody. It's been great. And I was in the hospital over the weekend, and I recruited some nurses that were
Really?
yeah. I was talking to Bo a while back. We were just BSing on the phone, and he said, it's really weird. If you meet a young chick that has burgundy or purple hair, she's probably going to like our stuff.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I did. Like any chick with purple hair, I'm like, hey, you like rock music?
You found your demographic. You found them.
So true.
So what is the scene like in Utah? Because you guys are based out of Utah, and I've only ever been to Salt Lake one time in my life. What is the scene like for you guys? And then like trying to promote y'all selves too. How does that taken over in Salt Lake?
Metal's
That's a tough one.
popular, but it's still kind of a niche thing. Like all the bands come through. All the bands come and play shows there. But it's still, Salt Lake is probably just like every other place where what's popular, mainstream is just kind of what everybody's into. But
it's very little compared to when I lived in California, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot less. Yeah.
But there is a good metal following there. Like every metal show I go to, and it doesn't matter if it's Era, Bad Omens, or Meshuggah, Slaughter to Prevail, like they sell out. So the people are there. It's just a matter of reaching them and getting them on board to listen.
Yeah, I think the biggest one coming up that everyone's like freaking out about is the Evanescence / Spirit Box tour that's coming up. That's the one that I think everyone's been extremely interested in seeing. But yeah, I mean there's a few bands down here that are pretty good locally, but it's a very small local. It's on, like you said, it's like a niche type of thing, especially when it comes to metal and rock. There's not a ton of them out here, unfortunately.
The best two bands that I've heard come out of Salt Lake are Chelsea Grin and then my buddy Jordan's band called The Rationalist.
Mm-hmm.
They're on some platforms too. You should check them out. They're great.
Have you guys tried like either promoting your music, collabing with other different I don't want to say other different groups because you're gonna find metal fans everywhere, but like I know what's really big and the reason why I went to Salt Lake is like the independent wrestling scene there, and I'm pretty sure you guys would be good over there. Have you guys thought about just trying to push out your music to those guys or have it play during their intermission or anything like that?
We haven't really thought about that. Like,
yeah, that's a good idea though. We haven't thought about that at all. Yeah, we've mostly just been pushing our stuff through TikTok and Facebook mostly, right? So we need to get on that.
And trying to clean up our hard drives with some of that stuff that's sitting there waiting to be done.
It's true. So true.
Or even like hockey fans, because I mean, you guys have the Mammoths. You guys have a new expansion in Salt Lake. Like, do you guys attend those regularly? I know you mentioned it earlier, Dale.
We had season tickets the first year, and then we decided to pause for a little bit. And to my wife's chagrin, I'm going to get them again eventually. But she got a little hockeyed out. But no, they're I'm obsessed with them. So
yeah, you're even playing the game on PS5.
Yeah, I'm playing a franchise, not just the game. I'm playing a whole damn franchise, man.
So I gotta ask that too. What outside, not just the bands, what outside also inspires you guys? Do you guys pick things from different, for whether it be pop culture, whether it be sports or anything like that, that just motivates you guys to put out your projects?
That's a good question. There's not a lot that I can think of.
No, I mean, I just love the musical inspiration. I mean, I'm a sports addict. I'm a huge sports fan. I'm obsessed with it. I always have been, but
I'm just a huge anime fan for me. So I just mostly watch like anime stuff all day. So
I was gonna ask about that, about the little anime compilations that you have on your TikTok with your music. I was gonna ask about that too.
I'm starting to be a fan, but I think it's cool. I like I was like, all right,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I don't dislike it, but the way Bo puts it together, I think, is really neat.
Yeah, I actually just was doing that for a while just because it's so much faster and easier to make an anime music video than make a live action one. The live action ones, it's funny, we're now just doing live action ones, but it takes so much more work to do a live action video. It's so much more, and it costs more too. So, but I think it's worth it in the end to have a live action looking one, and I think people really enjoy watching those a lot more too. Honestly, so I think.
And we both work day jobs, so cost matters right now.
Yeah, that's true. It's so true.
I agree. I agree. Anything like that, whether it be traveling or just trying to get production going, that shit is expensive and it is tedious and it is tough and you hate it at that exact moment.
Especially
but then when it's done,
comes out.
So what about, I want to ask Dale, before they got the Mammoths, who was your team?
The Bruins.
Okay. I'm a Knights fan. I came into hockey when they were established. So I'm like, all right.
What got me into the Bruins was NHL 94. The video
really?
game. Yeah, the old PlayStation NHL 94. And for some reason, like I had heard of a couple players, so like Ray Bork, I'd already heard of him, and Cam Neely, and so I liked them, and I don't know why. So I just kind of picked the Bruins, and I played the Bruins on NHL 94, and that started my 30-year fanship with them. And when they don't play the Mammoth, I'm still a Bruins fan.
Yeah.
My wife and I we went to, so the band I just told you about, the Rationalist, and then Travis Montgomery, we all went to Boston to see Meshuggah a couple years ago. And I finagled it. I pulled a fast one on everybody because there were other cities. There's like Toronto and Montreal. And I'm like, hey, let's do Boston.
Yeah.
And I finagled it. I totally worked it because there was a Bruins game the day before the Meshuggah concert. So I roped everybody to go into Boston so I could go to the Bruins game.
That's wild. I love that. That's perfect.
And they ended up losing to the damn Sabres, but my wife and I went. I got to see a game in TD Garden because the following year we got the Mammoth, and I never would have been able to see the Bruins play in TD Garden if I wouldn't have pulled that shady move.
That's wild. So I have yet to actually go to a pro hockey game. How is the crowd? I want to know this for the Mammoths. How did Utah just immediately take to them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, in fact, my wife sat at her computer for I don't know how long trying to get in line for the season tickets. The arena only holds like 17,000 people, and there were 30,000 season ticket deposits.
Oh God! Oh wow! Holy crap!
No, we took to them.
That's what I'm hoping for out here, because in New Mexico we just got a EHL hockey team. They're the what do they call it for baseball? Like they're like the minor league for the Colorado Avalanche.
They're a step below the AHL.
Yeah,
we have an ECHL team that's relocating to New Jersey after this season.
Really? That's so far.
It is.
That is.
The Mammoth came, and so they're just kind of like, well, damn it.
Might as well. Yeah.
We were down here.
That's so wild. Yeah, like I said, we got the Goat Heads out here in New Mexico. They're going to be the affiliate for the Colorado Avalanche. So I was like, okay, that's cool. No, I love the fact that you're a sports fan. I love the fact that you're an anime fan, because I can talk to each of y'all just all day about this stuff. I'm noticing the U. Is that for the Utes?
It is.
Oh God.
I even have
all Utah.
I have a Utes tattoo on my leg.
Really?
The Utes,
that diehard.
Come on.
That's wild, man. I'm a Longhorns fan, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't like my colleges out here in New Mexico. I'm gonna be honest with you there.
Oh, you don't like the Pitt? You don't like the Lobos?
No. Neither
do I.
Not at all.
Good.
Oh no, this conversation's been great, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was really nervous because, like I said, I've never had a band on this show, but I love what y'all are doing,
Thank you.
and I love the
Yeah,
fact
thanks.
that it's just easy to listen to. Like that is the best part about it, man. You guys make music that feels like it is for everyone, and I hope you guys know that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
I think what you hear in it is we don't really try to impress anybody. Like we're not like, okay, well, let's go and target a song for this demographic or that demographic. It's just like we write it, and I think, and that goes for any artist. If the artist is happy with what they're doing, it will transcend into the music. And I think you can tell just from listening to our songs that we thoroughly enjoy what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
true
I
that.
can tell by the way that you promote this that you guys guys love this, and that this is what you guys want to be known for is this.
And it makes it easier because like Bo and I will get on the phone and we'll have 3-hour conversations.
True.
And so I mean, like when you have somebody that you jive with on a personality level, it makes it so much easier to be in a working project with them. Because I've been in some bands where it's like I like the dude, and that's as far as I'm going to go with it. And it's just like outside of the band, I wouldn't hang out with them. But
right, yeah,
no, Bo and I just our personalities jive, and I think it makes writing and everything so much better, so much easier.
it does. It makes it super easy.
Do you guys ever see more members coming into the band, or are you guys just good with the way that you guys are now?
We're actually talking about that the other day.
Oh wow!
Well,
we're talking.
As far as being full-time members, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it just me and Bo right now because I think I think what just the two of us are putting out right now really works. Maybe if we get to a writing plateau or something, I would be more open to inviting somebody more permanent. What we have discussed is doing live shows. So
yeah,
I've got some people, some friends that would probably love to be some hired guns. As far as full-time members, I don't know. That's a bridge that we'll cross when we get there. But
yeah,
I would like to do shows eventually.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do shows eventually. And I wouldn't even mind getting other members eventually either. Honestly, it would like because even with you becoming back in the band, it's been a lot easier because it's like, okay, now we got the drum ideas are way better than they were before. It's like almost better when you're focused on one instrument. It's like a huge thing. Because like right now, well, yeah, either way. I mean, as long as the music stays good. I know that in the past when we had a whole bunch of people, it was a little bit more difficult because everyone has their own individual ways that they think the song should go, and then you end up with like a whole bunch of unfinished stuff
And their life
kind of
baggage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. There's a few members we won't mention their name, but yeah, I mean that's
That's
very,
just
very
that's
true.
not just our band. That's like every band I've ever been in. There's
It's true.
There's somebody's extracurricular nonsense that affects it, and Bo and I don't have any of that. Like it's I'm married. I have a family, and my wife is just so behind it, so that's not an issue. And Bo's situation, he's still playing the field, but I mean, we don't have any outside hiccups other than my job. I travel for work, but other than that, like we don't bring any outside mud. So, and that's the problem with members. It's just kind of like it really sucks when you get somebody that's really talented and really good at what they do. So you want them so bad, but their life is a hot mess. They're a dumpster fire.
Yeah. I can believe that.
And
a while ago,
I personally want to avoid that. So,
yeah, a while ago, that's actually one of the things that made the Fall of Tyrant go on hiatus for so long is we had that problem, and then There was a few other guys in the band a little bit while Dell was out of it for a while, and it just almost ruined it completely. It was almost the end of it, and then threw it back in the fall of a Tyrant, kind of went in the back of everyone's mind for a while, and then a little bit of time passed, and where I was thinking, I was like, it was better when it first started for sure. I thought it was working when Dell was in it originally. It was working with Dane and Pat and everybody that was originally in it. It was just working really well then. And then every time it tried to start up again, it just never worked with any other members. I always felt like it always worked better, especially when Dell's been in it. So it's definitely getting better now, and we have so many ideas. It's amazing how much ideas are coming out. So.
We don't even know where to begin with some of them. So we're definitely not hurting for material right now. But
what about live shows? Like you've mentioned that you guys want to do live shows. What goes into that, and what is the idea from that launch point right now?
My own personal approach to live is being able to play my parts at least 98% accurate. You're never going to be 100% accurate. You're going to, there live is live, but I try to stay well practiced in everything. If I can't do it live, I will not put it on a recording. I've always been, I'm a real big stickler about that. So for me, it's just playing. It's being able to deliver my parts how the listener expects them to be delivered. As far as anything like lighting or stuff, I haven't really thought about that. I haven't thought about anything production. I'm all primarily focused on my playing. Now, if we start doing shows, obviously, some visual things will have to come into play, but that's where it is for me. I just have to be accurate.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've toured in so many bands, and toured for so long, so many times. I think for me, it's funny because it's like halfway through a tour, especially if you're on like a 3 or 4 month tour. It's like you start out and everyone's good, and then you get like 2 months in, then everyone's on each other's throats, right?
Yeah.
And you're so sick of Subway.
No, you're sick of washing your hair with freaking water bottles, okay?
Oh, wow.
You're sick of, or wearing a hat I guess you could just wear a hat most of the time, right? That works.
I wear a hat when it's cold. I don't when it's warm.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was kind of my thing too, and like that's another good. I know I keep pushing the indie scene for wrestling out in Salt Lake, but that's the people that I know the best, and I know they've been growing it like crazy. But that's a good test market too for you guys. It's people that are going to like your music. They're gonna accept you, and it's awesome what you guys want to do. And I understand that from Dale's perspective of like just getting the material down and doing what you can, doesn't really care too much about what the background looks like. I mean, you could tell with this background it's black, but my editor is going to make it look great when the video comes out. I just want to make sure that this conversation is the best one that I can put out, because I'm having your guys' time. That's the most important part.
About what's behind me when the time comes to worry about what's behind me.
Yeah.
When that needs attention, then I'll put the attention to it.
But it's mostly right now just trying to get everything going, and you guys have a plethora of songs that you guys have to go through first and foremost. What does that come down to? Do you guys ever just scroll on some old songs or some projects that you guys thought of, and then you're like, oh, we just randomly picked that one? Or are you guys going through the list?
Just random.
Just random. Yeah. Random. And then right now we kind of did a few remakes, I guess, because we went back and we got rid of all the old stuff that was on the Lucian Falls album, and we're like, you know what? And most of those songs on that Lucian Falls album were actually songs that were written back in 2012, and they were just thrown on that album on the previous album before this one. And then we just deleted that whole thing because we were just like, we're gonna go back to these songs. Let's redo them a little bit. We got As Far Beneath the Sadness, or So Far Beneath. Sorry, we're getting
took
rid
the
of the sadness
off of
part out of the name. Yeah, but we went back and we redid that one. We redid as Darkest Glow. Feel Insane's actually an old one that was redone, completely redone. Avoid's a new one. So, and then we have a few, and the dance one he was talking about that will be coming out sometime soon. That one's a new one. But then we're also working on a remake of As Tears Drop. So yeah, I mean, it's just all over the place. I mean, it's remakes and going back to old stuff, looking at doing new stuff. It's just kind of like almost whatever we're feeling like and stuff like that at the moment, and being like, okay. And we kind of look at it and be like, which one's the weakest? Which one's the best one? Which one should be released next?
We have a couple that I know aren't going to get as many listens because they're heavy. They're really heavy. Like
that's true. We haven't done any of the heavy ones released yet, but there are some really heavy ones.
I'm just like, I don't care if it gets a lot of listens or not. I want to play it. I want to do it. So we're going to put it out. If we get 10 listeners for the whole song because it's too heavy, I really don't care.
I mean, Never Snap, that happened, right? Like there was a lot less listeners than Feel Insane, for example, or Avoid. But
and I mean, you know, the way I see it is the 10 listeners that do listen to it are going to be really happy we did it. So
yeah.
Do you ever have anybody that gives you an odd song that you guys have worked on together that you're like, I didn't think anybody would pick that one as just a random, as their favorite? Has that happened to you guys yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, Feel Insane. I didn't know that one was going to be that much of anything, honestly.
Okay, fair enough. That's on my wife's playlist, and we'll be driving around, and all of a sudden Feel Insane will come on, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that one was going to be us.
Every time we're driving around in her 4Runner and that song comes on, I literally, it's just kind of like jars me for a minute. It's like,
oh yeah, that one's good. I liked Soccer Plea more personally, but I mean, I guess a lot of people liked Feel Insane. I did like Avoid, and a lot of people liked that one. So I'm glad at least everyone's in agreement with that one. But yeah, Feel Insane kind of surprised me that a lot of people liked that one. Maybe it's because it's an older song that I'm just so used to hearing it. But that one surprised me that one a lot of people liked. So that was surprising. For sure.
And that's fair enough. That's why I wanted to ask, just because it would be like those songs that you guys would be like, oh shit, I didn't know that anybody liked that one, or I didn't think that one would be particularly a favorite compared to all the other songs that you guys have put out.
Yeah. I don't really have an expectation for anything we do. I think once you start setting expectations, you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment.
Except As Tears Drop. That one everyone better like that one. Because if everyone doesn't, that's my favorite one.
Tears Drop and Dance With Me. I am kind of setting some expectations with those because they're those kind of, they're the songs that hit you here, you know, but I try to just kind of let everything do what it does. If it goes over good, it goes over good. If it doesn't, then, you know, we got more.
Yeah, we got a ton of material. We're trying to release like one every month has kind of been the expectation that we've been doing. So after Avoid, it'll be Darkest Glow, and then So Far Beneath.
And I'm out of town, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. But I do have a little traveling studio that I bring with me, so I can continue to work on things.
I definitely need to talk to you like every once in a while, Dale, and just get a pep talk, because just the way that you're like, yeah, I don't have expectations. I just let it go. That for me, for being a young creator, man, sometimes that's tough. Is to put out a video and not have expectations.
Maybe it comes with age.
Maybe. I have to say maybe, because you have, like you said, you have a family, you have your wife, you have everything that is good. You're happy. Maybe that's just what it really is, man, is you're doing this for fun.
Yeah, I mean, totally. And it is fun. I mean, there are some songs that Bo and I have done that I'm just like, nobody's ever going to hear that, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear it again. So, but
yeah, there's one in particular that me and him talked about the other day, and we're like, yeah, that one's never seen the light of day. Honestly,
no,
that one's done. No,
it's not going to.
the whiny vocals just
Yeah,
not going to work out. So,
I don't know, man. You know, if I like it, I like it. If it does good, it does good. I think we have so much material and we just want to keep kicking things out. I don't really have time to dwell on something if it doesn't do as good as I want it to.
That's fair. That's fair. And it's cool to hear that you guys have so much backlogged. You have so much that can come out for the next couple of years if needed, that you're just like, you know what? We're just moving on to the next project and the next project and the next project.
And that's not even mentioning any ideas that are going to come up between now and then.
Yeah, those are like, we have like 2 years of completed songs that are already fully done.
I just have to retract the drums on it and maybe add some synth parts and maybe a little clean guitar part or something that I'm hearing in there. But yeah, for the most part, they're done.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, and most of them are done, and vocals. Well, at least I'm done. All the vocals are done on almost a lot of like 2 years worth. So at least that's done. So I don't have to worry about that.
But
Maybe
I'm always coming up with ideas. Like when I get inspiration, if I don't document it, I'm going to lose it. So drives my wife nuts. Like it'll be like 2:00 in the morning and I'm jumping out of bed and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Don't talk to me. I got to get this melody down. And then she wakes up at 7:00 in the morning and I'm still down there finishing a song. So
wow.
You never know when that inspiration is going to come. It just hits randomly. So we've, you know, that in addition to what we already have, like we've got, and we're going to have a lot of material coming down.
Well, I'm excited to hear it as we begin to wind down. Push out all the socials for yourselves or follow the Tyrant, everything. Just push it all out.
I'm trying.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as far as search Follow the Tyrant on TikTok, we're on Facebook. Follow the Tyrant's usually the end of it, so it's like facebook.com/Follow the Tyrant. Same thing with TikTok. We haven't made Instagram yet, but we're going to be making an Instagram, so that'll be the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if we're on anything else. YouTube. Oh, our YouTube. We need to really promote more on our YouTube because that's where we haven't done any promotion on YouTube actually. So if people check that out and like it there, that would be great help actually. YouTube's so much more expensive to advertise on, honestly. That's the thing with YouTube versus like TikTok. TikTok's just so easier to push out your stuff because you know people are flipping through it and it comes in randomly. Whereas YouTube, you almost have to search for it. So
yeah, you have to type.
Well, the best part is we're gonna do the collab link for this so that one of y'all's videos on y'all's channel will be this interview that everybody can kind of pick your brain a little bit more on this. Any final words, gentlemen, that you guys want to say to your fans before we close out?
Just keep listening, man. We got stuff, and thank you. Like more than anything, thank you for supporting us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And I mean, the stuff that's out right now, it's good, but there are some really amazing songs in the works, and there are amazing songs that me and Dell have heard, and we've been sitting on them for a minute just to get a little bit more people interested in Fall of a Tyrant, and then once there's a lot, we want to push it out. And like As Tears Drop's a big one that we're going to be pushing out here pretty soon. And yeah, just keep listening for sure. I mean, there's some good stuff that's coming. So
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was my conversation with Bo and Dale from Fall of a Tyrant. You guys can go to their socials, follow them, watch this video consistently so that we both can get the views and keep going in the algorithm. And we will see each and every one of you in our next adventures. Bye, guys.
Awesome. Thanks.
That was this week's interview. Obviously, you had to have loved it because you stayed towards the end, and we really appreciate that. But please hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, even share. Helps me and helps my guests. And if you want to stay here a little bit longer, we have previous weeks where we interviewed some of the most best people on this planet. Plus, you can head over to the Crash Pad where you can see me, Erebus V, and It's Bacon just mark out on some wrestling. Whether you want to get into wrestling or already been a fan for years, come and see our reactions. You never know what you're going to get.